G'day guys, I'm here doing a review of the weekend's races with Aaron Macy.
Matty,
how are you, mate? Good. And we're also going to do a look ahead at the at the week ahead, obviously. So, mate, how'd the results go for you on the weekend?
Yeah, rather well. Had
Yeah.
a good day.
You want to talk about one horse particularly that you let everyone know on Friday you were keen on?
Yeah, I think Half a Coogee was also one of
Half a
me, which is
Coogee.
it's always good to get the result.
And what horse was that?
A little horse called Astronomos.
Astronomos.
Exactly. He'll be a nice horse moving forward. As you saw on the weekend, he's still not even fit.
No, it took a
just-
while to wind up and get. He probably didn't handle the wet either.
I think he does handle it. I don't think not handling is the right word for it. But
Excel.
he didn't appreciate it. Is the big thing.
Yeah.
And I think moving forward, he'll go for a short break now. He'll come back, and hopefully Dickie doesn't shoot too high with him straight away. I think he'll be able to win a couple of races on the way to a couple of major goals.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get stuck into Randwick first.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the first race today, look, it was a pretty small field with Kenji Wood getting the job done. Wasn't much joy for everyone there.
No, it wasn't really.
Wasn't
for
a
me,
great
all I
betting
kind of
race,
wanted
yeah.
to do was pop Pajaro at the
Yeah.
shorts, and he blew, and I think the market agreed and kind of raced accordingly.
Yeah.
Moving forward, it's not really a race I want to look back on. And
Yeah. No, I think the race speed profiles are pretty keen on that horse if he brought his Melbourne stuff to town, and he did. So look, job done, well done there. Race 2 was this wasn't a bad little race. For the 2-year-olds.
yeah, interesting little race.
Yeah,
I
so
think
potentially good horses in here.
I think there was two ways of going and attacking the race, and it was either you go in and you find the winner who, with a fit approach,
Yep.
had the runs on the board, profiled right, did all that kind of stuff, but probably there's a couple of nicer horses in the race that just aren't quite set up well yet, and will improve in time. One of those being Mr. Darcy.
Yep.
I think he raced a little bit fierce. He was on the inside part of the track. Glyn kept him there and didn't really get the opportunity to get out, I don't think. I think he's the nicest horse out of the race moving forward, and I think when he does learn to settle, getting up over ground, he definitely improve. He's the one to follow for me. I think Fashion Sibs, nice little filly. Still doesn't know 100% what's going on. And
It's a bit of a gangly thing.
Gangly.
Needs drier ground and longer, maybe.
yeah, definitely. I think dry ground and longer, and probably just 6 months away from
Yeah, definitely.
really knowing what it's all in and growing into a gangly little body.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we got a nice little result there with the track work tips. Nick, obviously, been seeing Kimberly Star work, and same with there they are. They came in there. Race 3 was look, just once again, sort of Marty presented still pregnant. Is that right, or half pregnant this time?
She was as fat as Big Richie first up and went to the trials and come back. She had come on a little bit, but still big, still not right. I don't think she likes the real wet tracks. I think she handles the soft. I don't think she likes the heavy. Once again, we saw everyone did their speed map and kind of thought Marty gets the soft lead, and that's what kind of kept her in the market. But I had the thought process that something would take her on and seen that, and that's what happened. She got busted up, and she'll need at least one more run, I think.
Okay.
Unless she really comes on from the run they ran to work in or a trial again, I think she may just need one more run. But if she does find a dry track with another race with no pace, she could win next up. But I do think she needs possibly that one more run.
And Noel's Choice, you had something on yourself, I think, in the set, which was good for the followers.
Yeah, I think she was just kind of the horse that kind of profiled right. Her runs in Melbourne were good. She looked to map well, and I thought the other favourite looked to get too far back and kind of run a race.
Yeah, okay. Race 4 was the lightly race horses stepping up to 2,000 metres. What do you make of this race? The Skyline Blush got away with it.
Yeah, kind of got away with it.
At a good price, I suppose.
I think got you double. He loomed up to win by 5 and just on the heavy ground just couldn't lengthen out the way he'd like to. I think getting back to a dry track, he's probably one of the ones that I'd be backing him to beat Skyline Blush next start. And I think the other one that was really well supported on track was Drumroll, Ben
Yep.
Dyke's horse. Just didn't see the 2,000 metres out. He
Yep.
he gave the feeling that he might,
Yeah.
but he didn't, and he just doesn't look to it. I think from now on, Van Dyke will keep him to the mile at the moment because he's starting to race a little bit fiercer as well.
That was one for the Mountain Yard boys. I think Glenn was pretty keen on Skyline Blush and had him on top, so that was a big result at about $13. Obviously,
Big
it was
result.
well in the yard, I suppose. But race 5, we'll have a quick look at. Yeah, look, funny race this one. Ins and outs was very easy in the market, but was still right there in the finish. It was Way We Go got the cash. Way We Go. What are we making of this horse?
Won impressively.
Yeah.
It sat wide. Yeah, it was in the best part of the track, but it did get sat wide. It was without cover for a lot of the time. He's a really nice, big, strong horse. Like you can sit there and pod him, and he won with no weight on his back and things like that. But at the moment, they keep raising the bar, and he just keeps meeting it.
It was a big win. Like no matter which way you look at it, it was dominant and
He is
soft on the
dominant.
line.
It was rather soft on the line. Like I was on the second horse and
Yeah.
did have a checkered passage, but regardless of whether it got too early or I followed the leader, I don't think he gets it.
Yeah,
No, he's definitely a horse to keep a close eye on to see where he goes because he does look to have scope for more improvement.
yeah, definitely. Race 6 was taken out by iDance. I know the Fletch Files found iDance and also Skyline Blush at a good price. Happy Clapper also was a good run in this race, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple of little. I think this is a good little form race. Looking
might be.
at some horses to maybe let go of and to keep following. Happy Clapper, obviously, horse to follow. Was going to need definitely lots of improvement out of the run.
Yep.
Lots of improvement. He's a real big horse, so he'd probably even take another run to get fit. But if he can find that dry track, he definitely could be suited next start. Another horse I have been following. She just can't seem to find the right race at the moment. It's Christy Lee.
Yeah.
She doesn't quite run the 1300 out, and she loomed to really run into the race, but just died on the run that last 100. I think they'll bring her back to the 1200, bring her back to the mares, and I think she'll be winning. And I think the other horse in the race who was flying is Queen of Kariba, but if you saw her in the yard on Saturday, you saw that she had lightened off. She had a little filly, and I think maybe in time she might grow, but it could be time for the spelling paddock for her.
Yeah, okay. Race 7, the second staying race on the day. This is Astronomos, obviously, and a great result, and sort of looked like it was gone on the turn, but it just kept coming. So that's a good sign moving forward.
Yeah, good sign. I think, like I said, he was third up at the 2000. It wasn't the ideal setup, and the reason I was so confident is he just has that great will to win, and I do think he has more ability than the rest of the field. A lot of people probably look back and say he's beaten horses like Jura and
Yeah.
only by a head, but
Yeah, you can't draw a distinct comparison. I don't
no, not at all. Look, he was held up on the inside. He burst through. He didn't have a lot of momentum. Those horses were flashing down. He was still able to pick himself up and get in front of those horses. I think he's a nice horse moving forward. Another one to follow out of the race though is Jura. I think when he does find his right race, I think he could be one to win at a little bit of odds.
Okay. The final race was one you also had in your numbers. Paid very well, Darcy Wood.
Yeah, Darcy Wood. He's returned in great order. He's been a horse that's had, I think, a few issues, a couple of problems, but he's come back looking well. He had a lot of improvement in him, but as you know, over 1,000 metres fitness isn't generally necessarily imperative. But he sat out last and he come home practically under a hold. It was an impressive win. Moving forward, just how far he goes, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think stepping up to 1200 is fine for him. That's good. We've seen him run at that distance before. They might have a nice little race for him just at maybe the start of the carnival.
Okay. Well, down in Melbourne, we'll run through a few that before we do this week. The race 1, a horse was sort of easy on the day. Errata, a bit green for Mick Price stable. I don't know, it might be a preparation away, but it was a bit of a disappointment for mine. But you know, the race is won by a roughie actually, Automatic Choice, which is a bit hard to find, which maybe puts a bit of question marks on all that form moving forward.
Yeah, possibly. I agree. You got me to have a look at him. He does look rather green. He still doesn't know how to lengthen out properly just yet. And
he might be one for next prep.
he could be one for next prep or a little bit further. He could be one that also might need the blinkers just to sharpen him up and teach him to attack the line.
Yeah, race 2 is taken out by Illustrious Lad. I don't think we have too much to say there besides, there was a good pot by the Fletch boys and Husson Eagle.
I think there was a good pot as well from, because he was a horse of mine that I used to keep rough tabs on down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I think the guys from the Race Speed Profile said at the moment he's still 1,000 to 1,100 metre horse, and
that's very good then.
And that showed.
Race 3, the Jesse Bell got the job done in the end at pretty good odds, and that was one I know Darren and the Pro Bet Alive guys found. I don't think there's too much to say about that race at all. Race number 4 was for Largo, just bursting through late, tipping a few of us out of a good little bet, a good little win there, which was a bit disappointing. But that's the way Melbourne rolled on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Next race was an interesting race.
Yeah, race 5. Now Raposo was the one that won the race. What did you see that took your eye?
But she's just been a horse that seems to be able to show that dazzling turn of foot when the pace is on, and they're the horses that sometimes have that scope to continue on into that spring racing because the pace is on, and does let them allow to come down. Yeah,
she ran up Arses last start with I think Jessica Payne on board, and look, good Brad showed up, Brad Rawilla, and got the cash, and that Liberty Island's a horse that we know quite well from Sydney. I thought it was going to be a bit of a horse, but I don't know what to say about it now. Unless these Melbourne horses are better this age.
No, I don't think it's so much on the age, because I think a lot of our horses are still stronger than theirs. He's been a horse that always looked to be not so genuine.
Yeah.
He's got little bursts of ability that have been shown, but at the moment, I don't think Chris has been able to get the best out of him. He's been rather disappointing.
Yeah, race 6 was probably the highlight of the day for us. Manageress for the Phantom had a good sort of the value bet of the day, and Manageress flew down the outside, which was quite an exciting race to watch. We always like backing horses that are flying and hitting the line.
Definitely.
So that was a good result for us there. Not too much else to say from Melbourne other than look, there's a day of near misses, I suppose, in Melbourne.
I think one thing you will see is Amavarcio. You say he's probably not anywhere near our top level, and he just makes Saturday great, if that, up in here, and you see he goes down there and is able to put 2 away and won with 60 kilos on his back. So I just think, looking in the seasons gone by, the Sydney horses have dominated, and I don't think anything looks to have changed so much as
we have it
at the moment. So it could be something just for the punters to follow, as a lot of these Sydney horses are slowly making their way down in the lead up to the carnival. Could be just easy money.
Yeah, okay. As I said, the Little Engine won the last race, and Amavatio, so solid results, I think, for the Pro Bet Alive guys there, but nothing spectacular. Quick little chat about Brisbane. Look, it was a bit of an off-season card. The carnival has well and truly ended now. Good result though. Dram of Red, which was first up, a lightly raced horse, was a good win for Johnny McLeod, and also for the Brisbane Bandit, which was good. They both lined up on Seeking More as well, and Lordag in the last for the Bandit. So the Bandit had a massive day. Johnny McLeod had a nice solid win. So he
just chip away.
Oh, he smashes it and then chips away. Yeah. So, and look, the Fletcher set were real strong across the board. Raposo, Amavarcio, and we've also gone about the Sydney set. So Fletcher's sort of mid-tier package, which just came on board for 55, is off to a great start, which is good. Let's have a quick look at the week ahead. Wednesday, where are we at?
Well, firstly, we got Kembla Grange tomorrow.
Kembla, okay, yeah.
With those 2 horses we labelled from the Trackwork show in Gerald's 2-year-old Storm System, and the Bjorn Baker, I think it's an Egyptian rule or an Egyptian something.
Okay.
Yeah, they're two to keep an eye out at down at Kembla. Interesting little card at Warwick Farm Wednesday. I think it's going to be wet. You want to be looking for the fit horses or the horses with just too much ability.
Okay, yeah, that's always a good sign.
Yeah, it's always a good sign. Yeah, I think we've got there. I think we've got Wyong Thursday.
Yeah,
Wyong
we've got
the
Thursday.
Wyong Thursday. Should be an interesting little card there, and then we've got Rosehill Saturday.
Yeah, back to Rose Hill.
Back to Rosehill. I think it's an interesting little card. We've got another horse that are labelled from the trials having its first start in Australia for Chris Waller. Should be rather interesting. We've got Instrumentalist returning in the Winter Stakes. Be interesting to see if he can get back to any of his best form and where he's heading this time in. I think just the key thing is this time in, look for the value, try and bet down if you're not confident, and find a couple of little wet trackers, have a crack there, but other than that, just try and bet down, hold your winnings. You don't want to be winning 2 weeks and then knocking it all off just on wet tracks and getting the track wrong.
Exactly. Alright, well that's good advice. And we'll catch up again this week or next week, and we'll do the preview on Friday. So anything you want to look out for? Any trials?
I think we've got the trials at Randwick also on Friday,
Yeah.
which will be interesting. We're slowly starting to see a couple of these horses that are going to be headed towards the Spring Carnival just starting to come back, so
Okay.
should be interesting.
Sounds good. Alright, thanks for joining us, Az.
Thank you.
Bye.